Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a Raptors video. Pascal Siakam will be coming back for the Brooklyn Net game tomorrow night. That is great news. Absolutely great news. The Toronto Raptors are sitting pretty good at 6-4 at the moment, but getting their number one best player, Pascal Siakam, that is going to be the difference maker. We're going to talk about a couple of different things in today's video, but before we do, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. Raptors Nation, thank you guys so much. We keep getting every Raptors video I post to at least 100 likes, so thank you guys so much. Also, we're 95 subscribers away from 9,000, trying to hit 9,000 subs by the end of November, so every new subscription, thank you guys so much. I also do apologize as I am still very sick. This is like the 5th day I've been sick, so we have had no face videos for like 5 days, and it's because after 10-20 seconds of talking, I have to blow my nose. So, Raptors Nation, I got you guys. Probably starting, hopefully tomorrow I will be live. Hopefully starting tomorrow I will be live for the Raptors games again, but I do apologize as we haven't been live in like a week. I want to get the video started off with a quote by OG Anunoby. This is on how he has been officiated, and it's been ridiculous. It's been ridiculous, guys. And here's the bottom line. I'm not even complaining that much because, let's be real here, the NBA's been pretty great this year. Like, I think Draymond Green actually tweeted about this. Like, the way the refs are calling the games is they're really letting them play. Like, they're really letting them be aggressive out there, and they're letting them play. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not calling fouls. It's not like it's street ball out there and you can go out and hack anybody. They're still calling a lot of fouls. Like, people are getting to the free throw line just fine. Like, there's only a handful of certain types of players who are struggling right now, maybe particularly point guards, and that has to do with a couple of different reasons. I don't know if all of it is just like foul calling. The NBA, it's a fast-paced game. It's changing. It is evolving. People don't realize the NBA is evolving and changing year by year. I believe that in 3 years from now, three-pointers won't even be all that important anymore. I think mid-rangers 3 to 5 years from now will be the most important facet of every team's game. But looking at OG Anunoby, this is ridiculous. I mean, he hasn't been called a foul on in, like, what is it, 70-something shots? It's ridiculous, guys. And here's what he said yesterday after the game. Yeah, I don't get any calls. Hopefully that changes because I'm driving and getting hit and the refs aren't calling it. I mean, this is a straight-up fact. Like, it really is a straight-up fact. Watch these games. You'll see OG Anunoby. He's getting to the rim. He's getting to the paint just fine. And I'm not saying he's getting hacked down there every time he goes to the paint, but a decent amount he gets hacked and there isn't any call. Now, you couple that with last night, like that random, like jump ball, like, oh, refs, I don't really know what just happened, so let's call it jump ball. Like, so there's game by game, sometimes some games it affects certain players or an outcome a little bit more. Last night, I think we all could agree that was really annoying on the refs' part. But hey, game's over. 10 games, 6-4. The Raptors are looking good, and like I said, Pascal Siakam will be back for tomorrow's game. So let's take a look at this Brooklyn Net game. Now, Brooklyn they're winning. They're winning again. Like, looks like they're kind of back. I mean, keep in mind, like, their last win was against Detroit. It wasn't even really that pretty. Like, James Harden had a triple-double, but he also was 3 of 10. He had 9 turnovers. He's not really looking like the James Harden we're all aware of. KD kind of saved them. Outside of that, like, the Nets have a lot of good pieces. I almost said young pieces. They have a lot of good pieces off the bench, and just role players who can help on a night in and night out basis. Guys like Blake Griffin, Bruce Brown. You got LaMarcus Aldridge, Patty Mills down there as well. So you can't sleep on this Nets team. They've beaten the Pistons, they've beaten the Hawks, they've beaten the Pistons, and they've beaten the Pacers on this 4-game win streak. So, yeah, it's not like the craziest 4-game stretch, but as we just saw with the own Raptors, your own Toronto Raptors, it's like a winning streak's a winning streak. It's the NBA. All 30 teams are talented. They all have talented players, and a win is a win, right? A win is a win. You got to win the games you're supposed to win, and that's what the Nets just did the last 4 games, so you can't think too much of it. Now, let's take a look at their 3 losses. You had Milwaukee to start off the season, you had Charlotte, and you had Miami, so they're clearly beatable. One thing that was evident in all 3 of those losses is just like not being able to shoot the ball. All 3 of those losses, the Brooklyn Nets, no matter how they were shooting from downtown, if they weren't shooting the ball too well from the field, they probably aren't winning the game. And so that's why I actually feel good about this Raptors team. And that's why I actually predicted the Raptors to win this basketball game in my week preview. They're going to be without Claxton. Obviously, they're without Kyrie. Yuta Watanabe, I do not believe will be back quite yet. I think they're hoping for the 10th. I've got the Raptors winning this basketball game, and the reason is because their defense is so underrated. Like, it's just so underrated no matter how the offense is playing. Every single game, no matter how the offense is playing, if the defense is holding its own, they're looking just good. Now, who's going to start? That's like the big question. This is a tough one. This is a real tough question. I have no idea who is going to start. I have 0 idea. Scotty Barnes is coming off another solid game. OG, Gary Trent, Freddie, they all played solid. So if you're asking me, it's looking like it has to be Fred, Gary, Scotty, OG, and Pascal. It has to be, just because those are the best players. Like, those are, if the 4 best players on the Raptors right now are OG, Scotty, Gary, and Fred, that's who Nick Nurse is going to deploy in the next game. He's going to deploy their best players. So that's why I think, especially with Brooklyn being without Claxton, if their starting lineup is small, or just like in general, the Brooklyn Nets are a smaller team. That's why I think they deploy Pascal. Now, if we take a look at the Brooklyn Nets last game, that's what they went with. They, that's kind of the lineup they're running with right now is Joe Harris, Harden, Brown, Griffin, and KD. And if that's the case, the small ball is probably only going to help them. If the Raptors this season have already been good at rebounding the basketball, and the thing is, if the Nets starting lineup just kind of fits into a Raptors skill set, I'm going to go with the Raptors. And if you guys have been watching me for a while, you know my first round prediction is the Raptors upsetting the Brooklyn Nets in the first round of the NBA playoffs as the 5 seed, beating the number 4 Brooklyn Nets. So I think Brooklyn is extremely beatable. They've won a couple of games. It's time to end that winning streak. Get on their own. Get back on another winning streak of the Raptors' own here. So that's it for today, guys. I would go longer, but I hate being sick. I hate it. So that's it for today, guys. Hit the like button, hit that sub button. Let's try and hit 9,000 subscribers by the end of November. Appreciate all you guys. Peace.